It's time to hit the road. Hop into the little red car and get ready to discover the history and culture of New York through its tapestry of rich musical traditions. We'll explore and celebrate many of the cultures that make New York one of the most diverse and greatest cities in the world. Welcome to today's episode of New York Stories. Let's learn about another one of New York City's many diverse neighborhoods. Where do you think the little red car will take us today? Could it be A. Jackson Heights, B. Bed-Stuy, or C. the Upper East Side? If you answered A, you were correct. Welcome to Jackson Heights. While there are people from all over the world living in every part of New York City, Jackson Heights is home to a community of over 108,000 people. And these people come from many, many parts of the world. In fact, over half of the people currently living in Jackson Heights were born in a different country. And there are over 167 different languages spoken in the neighborhood, making Jackson Heights one of the most diverse parts of the United States and a beautiful beacon of multiculturalism. While Jackson Heights is home to many vibrant cultures, including Colombian, Ecuadorian, Argentinian, Pakistanis, Tibetans, Nepalese, and Bangladeshis, today's episode will focus on the story of Indian culture and music. Immigration to the United States from India started in the early 19th century, when Indian immigrants began settling in communities along the West Coast. Although they originally arrived in small numbers, new opportunities arose in the middle of the 20th century, and the population grew larger in following decades. As of 2019, about 2.7 million Indian immigrants reside in the United States. Today, Indian immigrants account for approximately 6% of the US foreign-born population, making them the second largest immigrant group in the country, after Mexicans, and ahead of people from China and the Philippines. By 1992, the 74th Street area of Jackson Heights was officially named Little India by Mayor David Dinkins. What prompts the massive migration of people from Asia to global areas such as Jackson Heights include the abundance of restaurants that serve Indian foods, advertisements in languages other than English, and the strong sense of community. A major wave of immigration to California from the region of Punjab took place in the first decade of the 20th century. Another significant wave followed in the 1950s, which mainly included students and professionals. With the technology boom of the 1990s, the largest influx of Indian immigrants arrived between 1995 and 2000. January 20th, 2021, Kamala Harris, an Indian American, made history as the first female vice president of the United States. You may remember a few episodes ago, we learned about a type of flute from another country in Asia. Do you remember the name of this type of flute? If you said Dizi, you would be correct. It comes from China. Well, today we're going to look at another type of flute from Asia. And instead, this flute is from India, and it's called a bansuri. Much like the Dizi, it's made from bamboo, and has a hole for the musician to blow air across, and holes to be covered and uncovered by the fingers. if we were students of music in India, one of the very, very first things that they would teach you is this thing that they call the tala. And the tala is all about patterns. Now, if you look around the room, you might find some patterns on the wall, or maybe in your textbook or your exercise book. Maybe your shirt has a pattern. Maybe the laces on your shoes form a pattern too. Well, just like how we can see patterns, we can also hear them. So today's activity is experimenting with creating musical patterns, using a sort of musical game that is based on the tala. It goes like this. Whenever I say the number 1, I'd like you to clap. So if I say 1, 1, 1, 1, you would join in with me. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's pretty easy, right? Okay, let's make it slightly harder. How about now, in addition to clapping on the number 1, let's see if we can clap on our chest for number 2. So for example, if I say 1, 2, 1, 2, let's see what that pattern sounds like. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Very good. Bit harder still. For number 3 now, what I'd like you to do is a golf clap. Golf clap is like this. You take 2 fingers in each hand, and you go like this. Sort of like a mini clap. So just to repeat, we've got number 1, number 2, and then number 3. Let's try that. I'm going to go in order. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very good. It's pretty tricky, right? Let's see if we can do it just a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very, very good. It's kind of like doing this. Thanks very much, everybody. Great work. I'll see you next time.